Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Kadena. This was requested in my Discord server, so if you want to check that out, the link is going to be down below in the description. But I do want to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is strictly for educational purposes only. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing low that we printed in November last year to the swing high that we printed in November of 2021. And we have the golden ratio sitting at $7.30. As you can see, this was a major resistance level back in October of 2021 and throughout the first half of 2022. Or the first third of 2022. And what I'm expecting is that we're going to be probably running into that level as resistance once we see the strong breakout or the bull trap potentially in August, September this year, and we may roll down from there. But that's still to come. Let's not think about what's going to be happening in 3 months. Let's see what's happening on the charts right now. So I would say this is a very good buying opportunity because you're sitting at these lows here. So you have multiple lows, but each time you're printing a higher low, and this is bullish. This is starting a nice local uptrend here. You have a high, you have a higher high. Unfortunately, this high is not higher than this one. So this was a lower high, and this was your indicator of a pullback, because once you print a high, you retrace, and then you print a lower high, that tells you that there isn't enough strength to go past your previous local high. So this is sort of a looking glass, and if you start pulling back down a little, you would imagine that you could potentially either come back down to this local low or even break down. What we can do here is we can take a Fibonacci retracement from the local high that we printed over here in January this year and drag it all the way down there to the swing low in December 2022. And as you can see, we have almost pulled back down exactly to that low, and we've started retracing to the upside once again. However, we are running into the golden pocket here between the 0.618 fib to the 0.5 fib, which is from $1.08 down to $1.02. I would say anything below $1 is a very, very good entry. From the low that we printed in November, we're only sitting at a 23% move to the upside, or 23% profit. So you're fairly cheap here. It's a very good entry point. Some altcoins have actually done a 10 to 15x since November. So this is fairly cheap. This is still a good buying opportunity. And hopefully we're going to be moving to the upside come August, when we have that impulsive move to the upside in summer. Taking a look at the daily RSI here, as you can see, we do have an ascending support trend line. For those of you who have spotted it already, congratulations. For those of you who have not spotted it, here it is. On the chart, as you can see, you take a trend line, you have multiple touches off that trend line, and that is considered a support trend line. As you can see, you have a little fake out here, but still this would be considered a nice support trend line. And if we are to see a pullback sometime down the line, you could target that over there, that yellow support trend line. So you might just come back down here for a nice quick little retest, and that's going to be a nice entry point for you. So draw this out on the Kadena chart on the daily RSI. Hopefully that's going to help you out. Also, you can take a look at this resistance trend line here. You might run into that level once again. And if you actually look at this, this is sort of a channel up pattern here. So you tend to run into resistance. After that, you run into support, you come back up, you run into resistance, you come back down, run into support, come back up, run into resistance. So potentially with our next impulsive move to the upside, we could be looking at this RSI over here somewhere. Let's say that's going to be happening in May potentially. So we could be looking at a higher high in terms of this RSI, in terms of this local high on the RSI. So draw this out. Overall, I would say we're very cheap. And if we drop below this yellow support trend line, I would say that's even better, because every single time you drop into the oversold, obviously that is a very good buying opportunity. So we can take that. So we can take that over there. Let me get the rectangular pattern. we do that and we drag it all the way down there. That is your major buying opportunity, because every time you dipped into that zone, you had a strong move to the upside. So potentially, if we see a flash crash or some sort of a strong correction, in case it happens, I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just kind of preparing you for both outcomes. If that happens, we can see a nice retracement toward this support block. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart on Binance. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at Kadena on the weekly chart, as you can see, we have the same Fibonacci retracement. And as you can see, the three main targets for the bull market are $14, $19, and $29 or $30 roughly. And this is the 1.272, 1.414, and the 1.618 respectively. Your minimal target is obviously the 1.272, which is a 13-14x from here. That's still a nice amount, and I would say if you want to be more conservative, I would target the 1.272, the 1.414. You can leave 10 to 20% of your total position in case we reach that $30 mark. But obviously, you want to stay conservative. You don't want to be a moon boy, and you want to manage your expectations, because if you hold your entire bag until you get to $30 and you just barely get to $29 and you start that massive reversal, you're going to be selling down here, right? So instead of selling down here your entire bag, isn't it better just to dollar cost average your way out of this position here? And in case you get higher, you just sell more? Isn't that safer and better? And when you pull back down, have the next pullback, you can just buy in with that money and have even more tokens for the next run up. I mean, it's really simple. It's just that people's emotions get them into trouble, and once they deviate from their plans, everything goes to you know what. Now let's jump into the 3-day chart and take a look at what's going on here. The RSI is sitting smack dab in the middle, so that's really not giving us any information right now. It's saying that the price is consolidating, really, and as you can see, we have been consolidating for the past few weeks here. And if we take a look at the 3-day volume, we're not getting as good of volume candles as we have been getting, obviously, during the August 2020 pump. But hopefully, once we start moving into the summer this year, we're going to be seeing larger candles and more volume coming in, because if you're going to be breaking above these important EMA levels on the weekly chart, especially because on the weekly, as you can see, we have the 10 EMA, we have the 20 EMA, we can bring out the 35 EMA, which is the green line. Once you break above those, you do need to see volume stepping up here, because if you don't have volume confirming those breakouts, those are most likely fake outs with liquidity grabs. And you also have the 0.236 fib level at $1.40.5. You have retested that level multiple times as resistance. Beforehand, that was a major support level. So you drop below support, back test as resistance, you come back down. So hopefully with this next move to the upside, we're going to be able to break up, and hopefully the 35 EMA is going to be our next target, as well as the 0.382 at $1.94.5. Long term, like I said, we have those targets, and we also have the 0.786 at $4.75, and you have the obviously local high in April of 2022 at $7.63. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. If I missed out anything important, please let me know down below in the comments section. Feel free to check out my Patreon, Twitter, Discord, all of that is going to be down below, and I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care.